Welcome to Danny's Maths Hub. Now today's video is all going to be about how we turn mixed numbers into improper fractions and how we turn improper fractions into mixed numbers. Now first things first, I'd like to just introduce what a mixed number and improper fraction is. Now a mixed number is a number that has an integer, so a whole number, and a fraction. So this mixed number here is 5 and 6/11. Now an improper fraction is a number where the numerator, so the top of the fraction, is bigger than the denominator. So in this case, 61 is greater than 11. So now let's look, how do we actually convert in between these two? So let's turn 2 and 2/5 into an improper fraction. Now the way we want to do this is the first thing we need to work out is how many fifths are in 2. Well, we can work out how many fifths are in 2 by simply doing 2 times 5, which you may see is the same as our integer times our denominator. 2 times 5 is 10. That tells us there is 10 fifths in this integer. Now, we may have 10 fifths in that integer, but we also have 2 fifths in our fraction. So then we've got to add on the current numerator, which is 12. So this is the 10 fifths, this is the 10 fifths in our 2, and the 2 fifths on our current fraction, which tells us we have 12 fifths altogether. And that's our answer, 12 fifths. Now the quick way to remember this is we do the integer times the denominator, then add on the numerator. And that gives us our improper fraction. Notice how our denominator here is the same as our denominator here. So let's now do this one a little bit quicker. We want to do 6 1/10 and turn it into an improper fraction. We take our integer, we times it by our denominator, which gives us 60. We then take our answer, add on the numerator to give us 61. Our current denominator is 10, so our denominator stays the same, so we get the answer of 61 over 10. Turn 10 over 4 into a mixed number. We're now doing the opposite. We've got an improper fraction, and we know it's an improper fraction because our numerator is bigger than our denominator. And we now want to turn it into a mixed number. Now the way we do this is we work out how many whole numbers there are here, how many integers there are. And we simply do that by working out how many of our denominator goes into our numerator. Remember, denominator is the bottom number, numerator is our top number. Well, how many 4s go into 10? Well, we've got 4, 8, 12. 12's too big. So we know that 2 goes into it, because 4 times 2 is 8. So we know we've got 2 wholes. But what do we have left over? Well, what do we got to do to our 8 to get to 10? Well, we add on 2. And that's what we call a remainder. Remainder 2. And that is actually the numerator of our fraction. Now this fraction can be simplified. We still have 2 wholes, that doesn't change. 2 over 4 can simplify down to 1/2. So again, let's do this one a bit quicker. We want to know how many 5s go into 45. So we do 45 divided by 5. Well, that actually equals 9. And the remainders, well, in this case, there isn't any remainders. So our answer isn't actually a mixed number, it's just a whole number, 9. If we look at one more example, let's imagine this wasn't 45 over 5. Let's imagine this time, this was actually 47 over 5. So we still do the same routine. 47 divided by 5 is 9, but this time we have remainder 2. Now remember, this remainder becomes a numerator. So we have 9 wholes, and we have 2 left over, and we know that our denominator always stays the same. So we've got 9 and 2/5. And that is our final answer. We've turned 47 over 5 into a mixed number. So a quick recap. To turn an improper fraction into a mixed number, how many of the denominator go into the numerator with the remainder? And to turn a mixed number into an improper fraction, the integer times the denominator, add the numerator. So let's do these two questions really quickly. 56 divided by 3 equals 16 remainder 2. So we know that 16 is going to be our whole number, our denominator stays the same, and we have a remainder of 2. Turn 8 over 8 and 2/9 into an improper fraction. We do 8 times 9, which is 72. We then take our 72 and add on the current numerator, which is 74. This tells us we have 74/9. Now, a slightly different question, but still with the same principle. If I had 15 donuts and cut them all into thirds, how many pieces would I have? So if we manage a donut, if we imagine a donut, and we cut it into thirds, well, how many thirds do we have? We've got 1/3 here, we've got 1/3 here, and we've got 1/3 here. So we've got 3/3. We have 3 pieces in our one donut. Well, we have 15 donuts, don't we? So we have 3 pieces of donut 15 times. So 15 donuts cut into thirds would produce 45 pieces. And that's it, ladies and gents. Please now try this yourself by clicking the link in the description, which takes you straight to the question paper. There are 10 questions, and then once you've done that, you'll find a direct link on that to the answer sheet or the answer video that I've created. I do hope you've learned something today, and I'd like to say well done for taking time to sit down and watch this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Good luck with answering the questions.